So we are live now. Hi, Assalamualaikum, Saudara. Peace be with you. This is the Zubedy team. There are about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of us. Yeah, everybody say hello.
Hi.
I'm Anas. Introduce yourself.
Sharon.
Another Sharon.
Sharon. Sarah. Maria. Anna.
Aris, Cindy,
Diana.
There's the other one behind the camera. Can't you see? Yeah. How is it so far? Is it okay?
One person join. Yeah.
Can be seen, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, so you'll be moving the camera every now and then so that everybody can get to see. Okay, those who are joining this session live on FB, I was told that you may not be able to read what we have here because of the brightness, but you'll be reading. We'll be reading what you call whatever we have on the TV. Now, welcome to the spare 1 hour with the Quran. This has been organized, based on the conjunction of World Quran Hour. It will be both in English and Malay. In Malay, and there will be 4 sessions. We have so far planned 4 sessions for this, and I'll be running the first session. This is not a preaching session. This is not a teaching session. It's just a sharing session. But obviously, there will be someone coordinating or facilitating. For this one, I will be the one facilitating, and there will be Azri, Dane, and Diana. Yeah, Diana, you'll be show Diana. Diana, when's yours, Diana?
Monday.
On Monday. Yeah, she's still like shy, but I think by Monday she won't be shy anymore. Yeah. But guys, you can relax. It's not like it's just relax. Now, what we'll do is this: we going to go through a topic called "What does the Quran say about seeking knowledge?" And obviously, all of us here at Zubedy, we know we are a knowledge-based organization. We always talk about reading, but I don't know how many of you have been reading. Ada tak baca? Alhamdulillah. Yeah, so we're talking about seeking knowledge, and after the obvious why, I chose this to be the first of all the sessions. But first, the Quran says that if you want to read the Quran, dia ada tata cara dia. Ya, bila kita nak membaca Al-Quran, dia kata ada tata cara dia. Kalau nak tahu how the Quran asks us to read the Quran, what do we need to do beforehand? We have to look at Quran 1698. 1698 means 16 is chapter or surah, 16. 98 means ayat. So it's 1698, the verse of the 98. So the Quran says if you're going to read the Quran, the first thing you should do, especially I guess if you're Muslim, is to follow 1698. It says here now, whenever you happen to read this Quran, seek refuge with God from Satan, the curse. In Malay, oleh itu apabila engkau membaca Al-Quran, jadi bila kita nak baca Al-Quran ni, kita hendaklah terlebih dahulu memohon perlindungan daripada Allah dari hasutan syaitan yang kena rejam. Ni hasutan syaitan. Now it's very interesting because always wonder, say, what is this thing, Satan? Is it something external or whatever? I like to take the Quran. This is my favorite of all the translation is Muhammad Asad. And just for those who are new, there are 114 chapters of the Quran. And the last chapter is called Al-Nas, or the people, maybe you can say, or men, or what people. Now here in this chapter, it says, I'll read the English version. Maybe Anna, you read the Malay version, right? So you don't know. See, it says here before you read the Quran, the Quran asks us to seek refuge from Satan. Now it says here, say, I seek refuge with the sustainer of men, the sovereign of men, the God of men. But here is the interesting part. Now, from the evil of whispering, elusive tempter, who whispers in the hearts of men. Satan basically whispers in the hearts of men. From all temptation, invisible forces, as well as other men. So in other words, here it says here that before we read the Quran, the technique is that you need to first be very focused and do not allow all this disturbance to come into you. Kita tak mau ada ada yang setan yang mengacau kita punya hati, mengacau kita punya pemikiran. Yeah. So you want to read in Malay, Hannah? Thanks. Yeah, you can say boleh. Jangan dia kecil.
Okey, dengan nama Allah yang Maha Pemurah lagi Maha Penyayang, katakanlah, aku berlindung kepada Tuhan sekalian manusia yang menguasai sekalian manusia, Tuhan yang berhak disembah daripada kejahatan bisikan syaitan yang timbul tenggelam, yang membisikkan kejahatan ke dalam dada manusia dan daripada kalangan jin dan manusia.
Yeah. So okay, you can see that bisikan. You baca tu macam ni, macam cikgu. So is it clear? People are no one complaining that they can't see, you can't read, or whatever. Or nobody is following us.
Hello, just someone said hi to you.
Say hi there. Yeah. Okay, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to start the topic. What does the Quran say about seeking knowledge? Now, I'm of the opinion that, if there's one thing, a person, whether Muslim or non-Muslim, I think what we should do is to make sure that we seek knowledge. And I want to share that at the end of this particular 1 hour, that to say that is the key thing we have to do. This is the big one, This is the big one. Yeah? So I will go through the one in my notes, and then maybe we can take turns reading the Quranic statement, either in Malay or in English. Who wants to read? Just put up the hand. Then you read. Now the first is, according to the Quran, in chapter 65, verse 12. In Malay is Surah 65, ayat 12. The entire purpose or goal of creation, when God created the world, for man to gain knowledge of the entire universe. In Malay, keseluruhan tujuan atau matlamat alam ni supaya manusia dapat membina ilmu besar sekarang alam semesta. So that is the whole purpose of creation. If you look at the Quran, there is a verse that says so. That it's actually the whole purpose. Okay. Yeah. So maybe somebody wants to read. Who wants to read first? The Malay or English? Maria. Okay, go ahead, Maria. I off my phone. Okay.
Boleh ya?
Boleh.
Allah yang menciptakan 7 langit dan dari penciptaan bumi juga serupa. Perintah Allah berlaku padanya agar kamu memahami bahawa Allah Maha Kuasa atas segala sesuatu dan ilmu Allah benar-benar meliputi segala sesuatu. Al-Quran 65:15.
Nampak ya? Dia kata Allah yang menciptakan 7 langit dari jalan bumi juga serupa. Perintah Allah berlaku padanya agar kamu mengetahui. It's supposed to get to know. So the entire, this is how I think the Quran, the entire purpose of the entire creation. Why do we have, kita dalam ada dunia ni kita kecil je, the bumi ni kecil je, Earth is small, and there gazillions and gazillions and gazillions of stars out there, and why is so vast? When we are only a small, tiny group of people here, until today we haven't found another Earth like ours out there. But the Quran says He created all this into this huge universe. Is for us to know, to get to know, to learn. So this is the first part. I thought, look, the first thing is the creation, recipe, to start. Now the second part, we'll go through the rest and later we have our discussion. Now this is another interesting Quranic statement. Chapter 2, verse 31. Adam, ataupun representing the first man, in the Quranic point of view, Adam is actually the first humans, among the first humans. Adam representing the first man was taught by the first teacher, God. So, Quran kata dalam surah 2 ayat 31, Adam AS adalah mewakili manusia pertama. Yang guru kita yang pertama adalah Allah. So it's interesting says that the first teacher for human beings actually God. So can you imagine how big it is to learn, to seek knowledge, because the first teacher is God. And later I want to show you something, especially for the Muslim. Maybe you have read it, but you may not pick it up. And there's a lot of connection between the first teacher and Prophet Muhammad later. There is a connection. So who wants to read the second one? Yes. Thank you very much. English or Malay?
English.
Okay.
And he imparted unto Adam the names of all things.
A bit louder.
And he brought them between the camp of the angels and said, declare unto man the names of these things, if you say it is true. Quran 2:31.
Yeah. So you notice here, dan dia ajarkan kepada Adam nama-nama benda semuanya. I mean, the entire conceptual framework, ability to name things is the specialty we humans have. No other animals can name things. We are the one who can name things. Only by naming something, we can make something real. Yeah? In other words, we name this color red, so now we can talk about red. So I can say here, this mouse is red in color. So is what you call it, our brother's t-shirt color. So in other words, God is the first teacher. God is the first teacher, and that's how big learning is, because God taught Adam. Yeah. Now, if you follow that, of course, you notice 231, Quran 231. If you read the Quran from, if not mistaken, Quran chapter 2, verse 30 until 38 is about Adam and how creation is about man and God. Yeah? And if you follow, you follow a little bit further. It says here at 2:32-33. The Quran singled out knowledge as man's clear advantage and privilege over all beings. Even the angels cannot achieve it. Ability to name or define all of God's creation as such, as have the capacity to think conceptually and create our own reality. So in other words, from the Quranic point of view, or at least this verse here, you can see that our clear advantage, being humans, have clear advantage over every other being, segala makhluk yang lain. Termasuklah malaikat. Kita lebih advantage kita. Pasal apa? Pasal kita kebolehan kita untuk membelajar ataupun mewujudkan konsep-konsep atau menamakan benda-benda. That is our clear advantage. In other words, if there's anything different between us and any other creatures, it is our ability to actually gain knowledge. Our ability to understand things. And why? Because God has taught us. Okay. So who wants to read these verses? Who's next? Okay, brother. Malay or English?
I'll go for English.
English, but louder.
They replied, limitless art thou in thy glory. No knowledge have we save that which thou hast imparted unto us. Verily, thou alone art all-knowing, truly wise. Said he, O Adam, convey unto them the names of these things. And as soon as Adam had conveyed unto them their names, God said, Did I not say unto you, verily, I alone know the hidden reality of the heavens and the earth, and know all that you bring into the open and all that you will conceal. Quran chapter 2 verse 32-33.
So interestingly, in this verse, because the story says that the malaikat, the angels, will sing, why men, why man is the leader on earth? It says, look, they have the ability to think, they can learn, they can continuously grow. I mean, that's how I look at this verse, So when God asked Adam to name things, he can create the name of things. He can create reality. But the rest are fakes. So in here, you notice as we build the story, we say, hey, wait a minute. First, God created the universe for us to learn, to know. And then God said, and He taught Adam how to name all these things, to learn about. Without naming, kita tak boleh belajar. It's no language. And it says that even the malaikat cannot. I mean, that's how special this thing called seeking knowledge is, where the Quran is concerned. Now let's go one step further. In Quran 1678, dalam Quran surah 16 ayat 78, telah mengisytiharkan bahawa semasa kita lahir, kita tidak mengetahui apa-apa. Tapi kita dikurniakan kebolehan untuk menimba ilmu, pengetahuan, dan kerana inilah kita sepatutnya bersyukur. So in other words, we need to feel grateful because when we were born, we know nothing, but we are given the capacity to seek knowledge, the capacity to learn, the capacity to grow in the mind. So this is it. Now we bring to just now kita discuss mengenai ciptaan manusia. Now we talk about you and I. We come down to our day-to-day thing. Today, when somebody was born, we know nothing. But we are given the capacity, the potential to really get to know things, to learn. So somebody wants to read this, maybe Cik Diana? Okay.
And God has brought you forth from your mother's womb, knowing nothing, but He has endowed you with hearing and sight and minds, so that you might have cause to be grateful. 16:47-8.
So we bersyukur or grateful because our ability to find out things, to learn things.
Your five senses, basically.
Yes, our senses. Yeah. So you notice here, I'm going deeper and deeper in the sense that how it goes in terms of seeking knowledge. Now let's go to the next one. Now, interestingly also, at 2151 the Quran, it says messengers and apostles were sent to guide us towards knowledge. Now we talk about para nabi dan rasul dihantar untuk apa? Untuk membimbing kita ke arah ilmu pengetahuan. So that we will learn, we know. So brother, come. Whether you read this?
I read in Malay.
Kan?
Sebagaimana kami telah mengutus kepadamu seorang Rasul Muhammad dari kalangan kamu yang membacakan ayat-ayat kami, menyucikan kamu dan mengajarkan kepadamu kitab Al-Quran dan hikmah sunnah, serta mengajarkan apa yang belum kamu ketahui.
Teach you what you do not know. There's a connection. So you notice here, and teach you what you do not know. We have sent you an apostle from among yourself. So at the end there, to teach you what you knew not. So again, you notice, if you hear, again, a lot of things are coming back to knowledge, seeking knowledge, getting to know things, getting to know God, getting to know the universe, and so on and so forth. Now, here we come back to the first 5 verses of the final revelation. Now, for the non-Muslims, the traditional Muslims believe that the first 5 verses of the Quran is these verses. In other words, Muhammad, when he was called to become a prophet, he was given 5 verses. He's now in chapter 96. He's not come out in chapter 1. So 96. So the first 5 verses of the final revelation, the Quran, at 96, 1-5, repeats and reassures us that seeking knowledge is the message, and God will teach us what we knew not. Just like verse 231 earlier, remember we spoke earlier that that say that God is the first teacher to Adam, and you see the last message to Prophet Muhammad is the same thing. It says He's going to teach you what you do not know. Right? So this is interesting. Let's go through it again here. Who wants to read this? Yep. Okay, yes. Yeah.
Read in the name of thy sustainer who has created man out of a germ cell. Read, for thy sustainer is the most bountiful one who has taught man the use of the pen, taught man what he did not. Quran 96.
Thank you, sir. So here you notice, it says here the Quran says first, in the first 5 verses of the first 5 verses to Prophet Muhammad, you can see the word read or bachala or ikra twice. So can you imagine that is the first thing, and yet many of us don't even read. And I sadly most Muslim leaders also do not really shout read. But remember the first 5 verses, it says here bachala or read. In Arabic is ikra, the name of your God. Who has created man out of germ cell. You notice the second part is interesting. It talks about science. It talks about science, about germ cell. For the sustainer is the most bountiful one. You see here, Yang Maha Mulia, God is so bountiful. Why is He bountiful? Because He's giving us knowledge. The amazing is bountiful. Who has taught man the use of the pen. Taught us, use of the pen is, in a symbolic way to say, to write, to read, to study. And it says, taught man what he did not know. Just like, the earlier time, it says that, God taught Adam what he did not know. So you notice that? It is the earlier one, they can't give the name, the first teacher. So there is a connection between the first time and the last revelation. Okay, the Muslims believe that the Quran is the last revelation. So there is a connection between the first man, the first human being, when God taught, and the last one, the first 5 verses say, look, this is my last one, and my last revelation tells you, hello, you have to go and seek knowledge. Just like the first revelation, the first time you Prophet Adam, you need to go seek knowledge. God gives power to seek knowledge. And suddenly the last revelation say, the first 5 verses of the last revelation say the same thing. So there's something very big here about seeking knowledge, something big. But maybe, we are not spending enough time focusing on it, seeking knowledge. Now, at 30:22, this is the interesting one, because one of my favorite verses, of course, I think you all should know. At 30:22, chapter 30, verse 22, we are told that only those with knowledge can comprehend God's creation of the universe and understand society, its diversity and inclusiveness. Dalam bahasa Melayu, dalam surah 30 ayat 22, kita diberitahu bahawa hanya mereka yang mempunyai ilmu boleh memahami alam semesta ciptaan Tuhan dan memahami masyarakat di dalam kepelbagaian serta keterangkuman. So in other words, God says, in the Quran, He says that hanya kita berilmu kita boleh faham. Siapa daripada tadi pun kita kata the entire universe is created for us to know about it. And not only that, it says here, only those with ilmu can understand that God created a diverse universe, a diverse society. Maybe Sharon, you can read this, Sharon? In English, another Sharon.
Yeah. And among His wonders is the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the diversity of your tongues and colors. For in this, behold, there are messages indeed for all who are possessed of innate knowledge. Quran 30:22.
So interesting here, if kita tengok, the Quran say among the wonders in the signs of God, among His signs, His wonders, His signs of God, is that He created the heavens and the earth. That means everything, creation, and the diversity of our tongues and our colors. The different language and different colors. Is actually, it is something God created. And God created this diversity. There are messages. There are messages only those who have knowledge will understand. Those without knowledge will look at colors because in a very bad way. Those with knowledge will look at colors in a very deeper way, beautiful way. So here is where I think you notice again. Creation is linked again with what you call with knowledge and linked again with understanding. Now let's look at the next one. In Psalm 58:11, it says that the more you know, the closer you are to God. Dalam 15:11 dia menyatakan semakin banyak yang kita tahu, semakin dekat kita dengan Tuhan. So in other words, you notice there's a strong relationship between seeking knowledge and getting to know God. So who has not said anything yet here? Okay, there you are.
Oh, you who have attained to faith, when you are told, make room for one another in your collective life, do make room, and in return, God will make room for you in His grace. And whenever you are told, rise up for a good deed, do rise up, and God will exalt by many degrees those of you who have attained to faith, and above all, such as have been vouchsafed true knowledge. For God is fully aware of all that you do.
So again, this verse has multiple messages, and at the end you notice there, it says untuk orang-orang yang diberi ilmu beberapa darjat. Wahai orang-orang yang beriman, apabila dikatakan kepada berilah kelapangan di dalam majlis-majlis. We make place for people. You make place for people. Maka lapangkanlah. Niscaya Allah akan memberi kelapangan untukmu. Only when you give place for people, God will give you kelapangan in your heart. Dan apabila dikatakan berdirilah kamu, maka berdirilah. Niscaya Allah akan mengangkat darjat orang-orang yang beriman di antaramu dan orang-orang yang diberi ilmu beberapa darjat. Allah Maha teliti apa yang kamu kerjakan. So again, a lot of things are coming back to the message that look, at the end of the day, all these good things you do is because you got knowledge. Now, the purpose of the Quran is for us to increase our knowledge. 20:114. So there's a very direct statement that says, this is what you're supposed to ask from God. You do not say ask for Ferrari. Don't say ask for, it's very interesting that the Quran says you want to ask, you ask God to increase your knowledge. So I will read this. Know then that God is sublimely exalted, the ultimate sovereign, the ultimate truth. And knowing this, do not approach the Quran in haste. Don't tergesa-gesa masuk the Quran. It has been revealed unto thee in full. But always say, oh my sustainer, cause me to grow in knowledge. Ya Tuhanku, tambahkan ilmu kepadaku. This is what we are asked to one of the most important to ask is, can I increase knowledge? So that was quite easy. There's so many books in the company, there's so many books in the library, so you need to pick up and do some reading. You can actually achieve this goal of 2014. Yeah? Now, at 38-29, the Quran suggested those with insight are those who will take the Quran seriously. Only those with knowledge. Ya? Cadangkan bahawa mereka yang berwawasan ada yang boleh pakai di otak dan hati dia, mereka lah akan mengambil Al-Quran secara serius. Ya? Maybe who now wants to read this? Maybe Anak.
Kitab Al-Quran yang kami turunkan kepadamu penuh berkah agar mereka menghayati ayat-ayatnya dan agar orang-orang yang berakal sihat mendapat pelajaran.
You notice, those who are endowed with insight may take them to heart. Only those who have that take them to heart. Now, and the most favored by God among humans are those with knowledge. Jadi yang manusia yang paling disayangi atau diberi kekuatan paling tinggi oleh Allah adalah orang yang mempunyai pengetahuan. This is from the story of David and Solomon. And indeed, we granted true knowledge unto David and Solomon. So God granted true knowledge to David and Solomon, and both were going to say, all praise is to God, who has favored us above many of his believing servants. Okay? Because he was given knowledge, God has favored them among many believers. And one of those who were assembled before Solomon, he saw the invisible beings and men of birds, and then they were led forth of deliverance. In other words, because of knowledge, he was favored. Now, this I thought I'll bring back to the first 5 verses of the Quran, and then after that we can have a chit chat among each other. What you all think about the verses? We look back at the verses and start chit chatting. The first 5 verses say, read in the name of thy sustainer. Bacalah dengan nama Tuhanmu yang menciptakan, who created man out of a germ cell, menciptakan manusia dari sumber darah. Read, secondary read, the word read come back again, atau ikra. Read, for thy sustainer is the most bountiful one who has taught man the use of the pen. Bacalah, dan Tuhanmu lah yang maha mulia, yang mengajar manusia dengan pena. Taught man what he did not know. Dia mengajarkan manusia apa yang tidak ketahui. So in other words, every time this is my opinion, or rather what I feel, whenever we read, we study, we are having connection with God, because God is the one who teaches us what we know now. So in other words, that's why we should read. Every time we read, all these things that we read, all the books we read are written, because men were given the ability to think conceptually, and to name things, to come up with words. So all this came from the ability that God gave us from the very beginning, from the time of Adam. So that I think is the paper. Shall we have a quick discussion and open? Any interesting comments there? Anyone watching in the first place?
Yeah, there are 11 people now. But they are saying the sound is not that clear, so I think maybe we have to
speak louder. Okay.
I think this verse is very interesting, these verses, because it says that, the Quran or God himself is asking us to read. But the difference is whether you read the Quranic version or the Quranic verses in Arabic, because we are non-Arabic speakers, so we don't understand in Arabic. So because it just says read, right? So I think the confusion here is whether you read in Arabic without understanding the meaning in English or in Bahasa, in the language that you best understand, or whether you read and understand.
Okay, from what I see here, it says taught man what he did not know. Mengajar manusia apa yang kita tidak tahu. So you must read something you understand. I would say must read you understand. And I think we can read in any languages so that we understand the meaning. Obviously, if you want to write a thesis on the Quran, I think you should know Arabic. If you want to write what you call, do what you call a serious study of the Quran and let's say, make it into what you call that, books for the university and all that. I think you should at least understand Arabic. But in terms of, if you look here carefully, it says here somewhere, at 30:22 just now, where is it? 30:22. Yeah, at 30:22, we have to understand God created diversity of our tongues, our language, and colors. Obviously, it's for us to learn in different tongues. Yeah, and the beauty is, of course, we need to translate the Quran into as many languages as possible, which already we have done. Although at the beginning there was a bit of disagreement whether it should be translated or not. It happened to the Christian Bible too. It happened to a lot of other religious scriptures that people say you cannot translate. But if you don't translate, then people cannot understand. So here, I would suggest that when you read in a language you understand first. Now, and the Quran say read, and it didn't say just read the Quran. See carefully here. Read in the name of your God. It say created man. You say you read anything that's taught man how to write. So you must just be ferocious and just read and read and read. Yeah. Well, of course, you need to pick your reading, for fun. Maybe you can read something funny, but for knowledge, you want to read something that gives you knowledge. If they can't hear us later, we can just use you can put it in YouTube and then we can share the link. More questions? Do we have about 30 minutes? If any comments on this? Very quiet, not to sound like that.
I was wondering about the knowledge that God wants us to learn.
Yeah.
Is it about knowledge of the mundane world? Is it knowledge about creation? Is it knowledge about
you and
we
I?
are?
You and I.
Yeah. Or is it all of this?
I think all of those. According to this guy called Professor Fazlur Rahman, there are a few important knowledge that the Quran suggested. One is the knowledge of the universe. Yeah. And second is the knowledge of history. So the Quran always talks about history. So you have to learn from history. And the third one is knowledge about yourself. Yeah. Outside, knowledge about history of mankind, or social history of mankind. And the Quran also talks about the knowledge about self. Yeah. And the Quran has a lot of places it asks you to look at the physical world to understand. So that's the science part, the physical science part. Yet in the Quran says, when you do all these things, this Fazlur Rahman has a very good chapter on it. It's a book called Major Things of the Quran, and we have it somewhere. Yeah, he says here also, in all these things here, there's a Quran here. When you try to discover the world, discover the universe, discover yourself, discover history, all that, at the end of the day, you will discover God. Yeah, so these are all his signs. If you study science, you study the universe, you find out all these things, you will discover him. So but you will find that among the Muslim world, there are those who spend more time reading, not just the Muslim, even humans generally. There are those who spend more time studying the physical science, and those who go deep within them. These are the Sufis, for example. They like to go deep within them. Yeah. So it depends. I think God, in His bountifulness, He creates many channels and many avenues for everyone to look at. Or some people, they discover God by playing good music. Some people discover God by making the best food for us to eat, and some people discover God by discovering how to build the most beautiful houses. But I think it's merciful and bountifulness. That's why it says here, everything is bountiful. It's for us to reach Him, and the ways, I think, is via knowledge, but every specific knowledge. Maria may be interested in cooking, so by cooking, she may discover God. Where else, for example, Sharon, is interested in the world of art and design. And the Quran says God is the best of designers, and He taught humans how to design. So when Sharon was doing designing, she's actually making use of the power of God given to her. And she will discover God by her designs. So all of us will discover, the universe or God of peace by the area that we like. Interesting. Ask question or discuss. Ada question? You can ask again to chat. No reason.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
Your comment regarding how to ask this. The experience. Setiap manusia, dia setiap orang kata pemahaman ilmu dia sendiri. Contohnya kalau kita tengok dalam sufi tasawuf, dia asingkan diri daripada reality kan. Dia more to spiritual. Like Sufi,
soul lah, the soul.
From the soul. Sebab kita tahu daripada Sufi pun is ketenangan. First kali dia cari is ketenangan. So dia baca agama pun is for the ketenangan.
Correct.
And then yang tadi you said that daripada macam sharing, daripada designing, daripada cooking is pun jumpa dengan Tuhan.
I mean, you can meet God lah. Discover.
Dia tipik yang memang dah lama ada daripada tasawuf ada dan Sufi ada is yang mana satu is betul.
You see, for me, I think God will decide lah that one, So I will not make decision because you see the thing is okay, ini perasaan Anas lah ya. Allah dengan Beli yang Maha Pengasih dan Penyayang, Dia akan membuka jalan yang luas untuk kita menemui Dia. Jadi kalau setengah orang tu dia masuk ke dalam, jadi orang Sufi ataupun kita panggil orang yang more yang suka meditation itulah, they look inside from within to discover God. I tell you this, very interesting. My own personal punya experience lah. Itu kali pertama Ana pergi Pulau Perhentian. Ana pergi Pulau Perhentian. Jadi kali pertama pergi Pulau Perhentian ni, Anas dari Pulau Pinang. Kalau Pulau Pinang kita mandi, kita buka mata gelap lah, tak nampak apa lah. Ayat di Pinang dah kotak lah. So what happened was, Anas pakai dia punya goggles, and dari boat tu, Anas tak pakai baju baju pelampung Anas tak pakai, because I can swim, but I have my pelampung yang terikat dengan Anas. So I asked the boatman, can I jump? He said, can you swim? I said, yeah, jump lah. So I jump, but I jump backwards and I hold my toes. Okay? I hold my toes, so I fell down my feet first. As I fell down, because it's afternoon, and suddenly all the fish came. And I tell you, the first thing that comes to me is God is great. So I discovered God by going snorkeling. I think God, in His greatest mercifulness, He will allow us to remember Him at any point of time. So in other words, at that point of time, I saw that so beautiful. This is the greatness of God. Because in Penang, that's my first time. That's why every year I go to Perhentian Ladakh. It's like for me, wow, man, this is it. So I think God will connect to us in gazillion, billion, infinite ways. I think the Quranic statement that said that, call upon me, I'm very close to you. The Quran kata, I'm nearer to you than your own veins, It's there all the time, So it's for us to. But obviously, again, I can be biased. Obviously, I feel that if maybe I read the Quran, maybe they're not biased. I feel that one of the easiest way to discover God is by knowledge. By getting to know things. That's my feeling. I can be wrong, but obviously for me, you all know me, you worked with me before. I always tell you have to read this lah. Why? Because I feel that that's the way. And obviously, why I think it's big, because Adam, as we said just now, Prophet Adam was the first teacher is God. And the first 5 verses given to Prophet Muhammad, for the Muslim, we believe that's the last revelation. He also said the same God tells us, He taught man what He did not know. Keep on reminding us about teaching. Keep on reminding us about seeking knowledge. I don't think there's any easier way. I think that's the easiest way. But similarly, if you take back the going to to Redang, you also must know. You have to have knowledge to go to Redang. You must know how to book the ticket. You must know how to swim. You must know how to, take an aeroplane. These are all knowledge. So on a day-to-day basis, it is via knowledge that we get to do things. Yeah. So, for you to go to Padang or for you to cook, for you to do anything, you need to have knowledge. So that's, I think, why the Quran specifically use the word bacha or ikra. In Arabic, actually, ikra is not just read, it's to study, to research. A lot of things.
Yeah. Because I find that the word read sometimes is misunderstood.
Right.
A lot of times you read, but does anything actually get in?
Right.
So the reading must come with reflection. And I find that sometimes when you read, especially spiritual texts and the books as well, you read it a second time, a third time, it has hidden meanings that you do not know the first time you read. So it's not really like reading all kinds of things. It's more of reading, plus you really need to be more absorbed in that whatever you're reading. Then the truth will be revealed to you. It may be a book on science, it may be the habits book I'm reading.
Yes.
Yeah, we know all the concepts, but you read it again and say, hey, how did I miss this? It can be like Bible. Right? You read it again, it's different. So in any way in the Quran does it say about how to read to gain the knowledge?
I think I think many verses say that you need to. Okay, the first one just now you notice, he asks you to throw away all the disturbance.
Yeah.
You see, Satan. Okay, again, I can be biased. Satan is not something outside. I don't. In fact, if you look at the Quran, every time a lot of places we mention the Quran is that it whispers and disturbs you. Your own mind there disturbing you. Right? The Quran says always silence all those things, so that you can gather. Always silence it, you can gather. But again, the Quran, many other places say it's not enough for you to read. You have to also take action. It's actually, I think Quran 993, if I'm mistaken, it is your action that God will actually judge you. So it's your action. I was thinking 996 or 993, I'm not sure. But there's always, But anyway, thanks for Sharon. You're right. There's a book called The Major Themes of the Quran, the one I mentioned just now, Fazlur Rahman. It says Tema Utama Al-Quran. I read the book, I think, 5 or 6 times at different time of my life. Yeah, and you're right. At every different time, I may even underline the different things. So quite interestingly, and you're capturing a lot of different things. That's why I would say that the knowledge is a living document. Even the same book, even a book on cartoon, you read it at the second time, it's different one. Yeah. So, yes, because if the book has not changed, your understanding and your connection has changed. Yeah, Karen, any questions?
That's how as in the Quran say that the more you know, the closer you to God. For example, like nowadays is ramai yang dia tahu and then dia tahu about the Quran, so tapi dia membolak balik dan dia guna all the ilmu ni untuk benda lain, pada bad thing lah, for example, like
your own game.
What do you
I think when the Quran says the more knowledge you have, the closer you are to God. I personally, I will allow God to decide what it means by that. So for me, I have friends who are dia kata dia agnostic ataupun dia atheist, tapi betul-betul dia memang pandai lah dia baca. Walaupun dia kata diri dia sebagai seorang yang atheist, tapi perangai Islam gila-gila. They're a very good person. So the knowledge make them very good human beings. So I wouldn't want to judge them, because they may say, they may say one thing, but you look at them as a perangai. The perangai is amazing. But of course, knowledge, kita boleh guna knowledge untuk baik dan juga untuk buruk. That is definite. That's definite. There's something deeper than that, because when you get to know, when you have more knowledge, you go closer to God. But that knowledge talk about is more than just knowledge about this and that. Knowledge about your heart, inside.
So would knowledge be like the ultimate truth about existence?
That one, I think the Quran says Allah is the ultimate truth. So I think knowledge is just a tool to reach there. I don't think knowledge is the ultimate truth. I think, I must remember if there any Quranic statement, but I know it's the truth, God consciousness is the issue. So I think everything else is just tools. Right? It's just a tool. But knowledge is actually, I look at knowledge as really huge. Yeah. For example, learning how to walk when we were young, these are all knowledge. With knowledge, how to balance our motor skills. So that's the reason when I take the statement that say God taught Adam is to all this, not just book type or whatever, and things like how to swim, how to play tennis. See, when you learn how to say you're interested in football, you really learn how to play football, learn how to do the turn down, the control, all those things. And for me, you're actually practicing what God asks you to do. So at every single moment of learning, even if you try to learn to play badminton well, it's actually you're actually connecting to God. That is okay. Again, for me, that is how wide I would put knowledge. Okay, any more discussion or it's not question? Just your own opinion. Anna, opinion?
Yeah, like you said that knowledge is actually a huge.
Covers everything.
Yeah, it covers everything. But again, it depends on you on how you use your knowledge,
right.
Either in a good things, either in bad things.
Yeah.
So, like as you can see, we in Malaysian for the teenagers culture, you can see that.
Malaysian culture.
Yeah, I mean for the teenagers,
Teenagers.
Teenagers.
Yeah.
They use the cultures in the wrong way. Like wujudnya macam trend hipster, raver. They learn about the culture tu in a wrong way lah. I mean, diorang yang mewujudkan, diorang yang create budaya tu. So, as if you create that budaya tu to the jalan yang baik, it turns out well lah. But if you create that budaya, as you can see, rebels kan macam they always have, they always have a bad impression lah to that kind of teenagers. So, what do you think about yang remaja yang cuba untuk belajar budaya ni in a wrong way? I mean, they create that situation yang kita boleh anggap diorang tu ni golongan yang give a negative impact.
In saying that, okay, because here in Malaysia there are so many things yang the perception is no, kita tak boleh. Contoh, we cannot learn about sex education because it's about sex. Padahal it's about how to, for the safety and all. So it's the same thing because we are so terlalu for the safety, kononnya for the safety of our kids, for the younger people. Cannot do this, cannot learn that. We can't even read the Bible. Padahal I think it's good because we can see the similarities. So I think there's so many taboo that says we cannot learn this, we cannot learn that, which in the end lead to all these bad things because we do not know about how that thing affects the other things.
I want to get to this way. Let's take about the teenagers as example. I think when the teenagers are learning all these things, this is a journey. It's a journey that while going through all that, one day they will achieve what you call I will not judge them so fast. Remember, some of the earliest Muslims are murderers. They even tried to kill Muhammad. But yet at the end of the day, they became one of the most conscious Muslims. If you study, so we have to be careful. Saying that jangan straight away kita buat. That's why I said when you ask me all that, I said I leave it to God. And sometimes you do bad things and you discover and then you change. See, that's why. In other words, I'm not telling you go and do bad things. What I'm saying is, is in dalam sejarah kita ada orang yang membunuh. Lepas tu something happened, they change to become something that you are. Even that kind of extreme. And you're right. I think there are too many taboos, in Malaysia. Now, on the contrary, the Quran asks us to read the Bible. The Quran tells us that, the Quran says, I can't remember. I think maybe 548, if I'm not mistaken. That the Quran says that it is a muhaimin or is a quality controller. Say God sent all these previous scriptures. But along the way, he has been, it was lost in translation. All those things. The Quran came to say, hey, wait a minute. Use the Quran as your guide, your hidayah. Recently I got a very interesting WhatsApp. Somebody wrote from I can't remember the name, but I still have somewhere. He said that the Buddha is actually one of the prophet, for example. And so and Al-Biruni, I'm not thinking Al-Saristani, has spoke about it a long time ago. That this could be one of the what you call the messengers. So it's just that I think we may be in a society whereby learning other religion has become something scary. But the earlier Muslims are not like that. The earlier Muslims are the first to do comparative study of religion. The reason why they do it is because the Quran says God sent messengers all over the world. Only a few is named in the Quran. The thousands and thousands are not named. The Quran is very clear about it. In fact, there's a statement in the Quran that says that those who pick one and don't pick the others cannot know. You must actually accept all. The only difference is you must check. Maybe there's something along the way man has changed. So you use the Quran as the hidayah. The Quran is called hidayah. It's a guidance. So it guides you to find things. So sometimes you may have a family member yang jahat, but they may discover in a different way. That's the whole idea. Is discovery. So that's the reason why I'm very open. You see, all the teenagers who are gila and all that. I'm just okay. It's part and parcel of the journey. I used to do stupid things and I was don't forget. It's like I remember I used to wear these jeans sampai 7 bulan tak masuk. If you ask me, is that Islamic? No, it's dirty. Islam says you have to go split, but I had one time I had a jeans for 7 months. Dan kalau siapa tak cuci jeans paling lama, dia lah paling terror. Zaman yang dulu. You remember those times? Yeah. During our time last time, there is a point where we don't wash our jeans, and those with the longest terror. Yes, there was during our time last time. Period. Of course, they were stupid. If you ask me right now, will I do that? I say no. You notice I wear almost the same color, but I change all the time. Just that I buy pants of the same color. I have a t-shirt same color. But last time I remember it was 7 months plus. I didn't wash my jeans. So teenagers will change. Teenagers sometimes like to wear, and then to do underwear. One day they will change. Think about it. If you didn't do that when you were young, it's not your journey. It's their journey. Sure. Yeah, we have 10 more minutes. Come, anything else you want to do? Before I do a last summary of the last 5 minutes.
One thing, when we talk about knowledge, seeking knowledge, right? Most of us, most of the people, we are talking about seeking knowledge like go to university, get your paper, The moment you get your paper, you already think yourself as someone full of knowledge for a certain area. And then the way you look for people without paper is different. You will think like, hello, I have master, okay? Something like that. And then you, SPM pun tak habis, something like that. Because they forget that knowledge is huge, it's wide. And then there's something yang you tak tahu yang that person know very well. Okay? So that's why I think people really look macam just specific. You have paper, you're top of the world, You are tak habis SPM, you go sit there somewhere, something like that. So I think it's something yang we have to change lah,
No, I think it's a very interesting topic that you brought because it's a very important comment. And this one, let's say, can be a little bit sensitive. Is that there is no one person or one generation or one group of people. When look at the Quran, they will be able to say they know the Quran, like they are the super expert in it. There's no, because the Quran is so vast. I start the Quran first. The Quran is so vast. The Quran has a Quranic statement that say, if you take all the trees, make it to pen, and all the sea, and I think you double it by 7 times, you make it to ink, you never finish writing the word of God. And the universe is so vast that what we know is extremely little. So and that's the reason why we have to be a little bit what you call we have to be very full of humility. I like to give this 2 examples about my brother and I. Now my brother, he did not study very high. He did not go to university and all that. And I obviously went to university and now I'm running a business, all those things. So my brother has skills, knowledge that I don't have, and vice versa. All right. So it so happened now the skills that I have make more money because I will survive in a concrete jungle. You throw me in the middle of the town, I'll do a business and I make money. Yeah. My brother may not be able to do that. But my brother, you throw him into the jungle, he will survive. I will die. You know? So my brother is the type that can, dengan gunakan tangan dia boleh kebolehan, dia boleh tangkap ikan, dia boleh, potong pokok buat rumah, which I completely cannot. So we have to understand that different people have different gifts and skills.
Yeah, true.
But whatever you have, you must make full use of it. That's for example, Sharon, if her skills are actually in design, she must make full use of it. So one must be careful when you say that you must have you tak belajar universiti tu kan, you tak berguru kind of thing. Hey, remember Papa Muhammad do not know how to read and write when he first started. Later, of course, he read and write. So you say the Quran say a verse somewhere. It says that you cannot read and write before you get the pass dia. Sebelum dia dapat, dia tak tahu baca. Lepas tu dia baca, dia belajar. Of course, he can tell people to write this way, write that way. That means he really know how to read and write after a while. So I think that be careful with that. And sometimes there are people who did not go to university but smarter than many of us. True. It's a very good comment. Anything else? No. I think we are almost there. So shall I do a summary? Anybody want to do a quick summary? What do you feel? I hope you start after you want to read more study more. Get the book and read. Study more how to do things. If not, I just want to summarize. The first thing is, when it comes to the Quran is concerned, many Muslims, and of course non-Muslims, I assume, but many Muslims do not want to go read the Quran themselves because they're so worried. They're so worried that they read it wrongly. They're very worried. So my suggestion is do not be too scared. Do what the Quran says. The Quran says, before you read the Quran, you seek refuge. It says, now whenever thou happen to read the Quran, bila kita nak baca Al-Quran, you ask God's perlindungan, so that your brain, your mind, your heart is not disturbed by Satan. And then you read. And I highly suggest you read the language you understand. Kalau Maria punya pengetahuan bahasa Malaysia lagi bagus, Melayu, baca bahasa Malaysia dulu. Tapi kalau you nak tahu dalam bahasa Arab kan senang. Pasal apa? Di dalam internet sekarang kita boleh dapat banyak yang satu-satu lah, with all the concordance of the Quran, which I have somewhere here. I use the concordance when I need to know specific words. I will use the concordance. This is a good concordance, guys. If you want to go get somewhere. I use the concordance. I have one at home and one here. So whenever I concordance the Quran. So whenever I write my articles, the keywords and all that, I will cross-check because in this they will tell you all the meaning in Arabic, where you can find it. So, but other than that, I think you want to read for your own knowledge. Just get a good translation of the Quran. Either you buy this or not, you can use go to the internet. Personally, I always like Muhammad Asad, and the other one is Ahmad Zidan, the easy one. But I like Muhammad Asad most. Kalau bahasa Inggeris ataupun satu lagi adalah Yusuf Ali. If you want, I think someone like you, like is more flowery. Asad is more scientific, so more modern. So up to you. So the idea is this: don't forget, I hope this will you start reading the Quran, and don't forget here. I think you must remember that here it says clearly that God is the first teacher to Adam, and on the final revelation, the last revelation, it says here, read the name of God. Bacalah dengan nama Tuhanmu yang menciptakan. Dia telah menciptakan manusia dari sumber darah. Bacalah dan Tuhanmu yang Maha Mulia. Mengajar manusia pun pena. and dia mengajar macam apa yang kita tidak tahu. So in other words, what we do not know, God teaches. So every time we teach, every time we read, we are connected to God. Because He's teaching us what we do not know. Right? Alright, with that, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, people.